We're excited to have singer-songwriter Emily B. here with us today in studio to give us a performance later on in the show.
The controversial sex week at the University of Utah has students debating if it should happen at all. More after the break.
And later we'll have more information on resources available to veterans and military personnel on campus. I'm Alex Wiles.
And I'm Matt Lindsley. You're watching NewsBreak.
The following program is produced entirely by students in the Department of Communication at the University of Utah.
It is called NewsBreak. But just what is NewsBreak?
A production for students, by students.
For 43 years this year as of 2015.
I'm going from state to state.
For everybody, welcome to a brand new semester of NewsBreak.
NewsBreak reporter Andrew Gallinger reports on resources available to veterans at the University of Utah in need of support. Here's the story.
National Center for Veteran Studies Executive Director at the University of Utah, Craig Bryan, says behavioral therapy for soldiers helps them cope with negative and difficult emotions after serving our country.
First phase, we focus on teaching individuals basic stress management and coping skills. In the second phase, we then teach them how to think differently about themselves and about the world and their life, so it's much more positive. And then in the third phase, we do what's called relapse prevention, sort of like putting everything together, and the person mentally rehearses successfully solving problems in their life.
Bryan says personal relationships are the most common triggers for suicide attempts, so his office works with both the soldier and their families to come to a common ground of understanding so everybody involved can heal and better their lives.
We've actually found that the most frequent stressor that occurs on the day that a soldier attempts suicide is actually relationship problems of some kind. So in some cases that's like with a family member, a spouse, but other times it's with like a supervisor or a co-worker.
The National Center for Veteran Studies here at the University of Utah provides emotional, behavioral, and mental support for soldiers returning from war as well as veterans. Reporting for NewsBreak, I'm Andrew Gallinger.
An increasing number of students on campus are 25 or older. The University of Utah classifies these students as non-traditional, but is non-traditional becoming the new traditional student?
I got my GED.
Erica Putnam
I kind of got stuck in this dead-end job where
faced a crossroads.
I hated it.
She thought to herself,
my only way out of this is to go to school.
So that's what she did. She enrolled at Salt Lake Community College, passed her classes, and graduated.
Next step was a big university, and that was just as intimidating, I think, as just going to school.
The university didn't come without its big challenges either. As the mother of a little girl, she had to learn the balance of academics and motherhood.
That's been probably my biggest obstacle to overcome.
As her daughter battled health issues,
some food allergies, and she wouldn't sleep,
Erica battled through studies.
I had to find ways to cope through that.
With the help of her little girl, she got creative.
She needed to be soothed, so I had to sing to her. So I sat and sang my textbooks to her.
Erica's story is considered non-traditional by the university. Returning to the U is a program aimed to assist non-traditional students who are working to finish their degree. Marilyn Hoffman, director of the program, says age is not the only factor in determining who is non-traditional.
I also think married, they're independent of parents, maybe raising a family.
So is the definition of a traditional student changing? Hoffman says it depends on the campus.
Universities, what's traditional on one campus may not be on another.
Over 300 non-traditional students have come through the Returning to the U program, and they've all graduated across multiple disciplines. Now, as for Erica, she's only 2 semesters away from graduation with a 3.6 GPA, so her hard work has certainly paid off. Reporting for NewsBreak, I'm Alex Wiles. All right, from Sandy, Utah, 19-year-old singer-songwriter Emily B. is in the studio to perform her song, Mr. Jones. That and more right after the break.
Under the moon and stars Utah's Communication Department offers innovative and hands-on courses to help you gain the experience to reach your future career goals, such as NewsBreak, taught by Mitch Sears.
The NewsBreak course in television journalism is a kind of a laboratory. It's a place where students can come in and try out how to tell a story through a visual medium. The course has been going on for 43 years this year as of 2015, which is pretty impressive. I mean, it's an institution on campus, really.
The University of Utah's controversial Sex Education Week has come under scrutiny, with some students arguing it has no place on campus. Lena Palmer has the story.
Planned Parenthood and a student group called Students for Choice put on the campus event Sex Week, which was held between February 9th and the 13th. The event included a wellness fair, panel discussions, and even a raffle where one student won a year's worth of contraceptives. However, the event sparked a debate with another group on campus called the Right to Life. Right to Life President Lauren Keeling and co-president Sullivan Hughes believe that Sex Week is not an appropriate event to be held on a college campus.
I mean, just kind of makes me wonder how many people are going to get pregnant this week and run to Planned Parenthood, or like how many people, I mean, unfortunately, how many people could potentially get sexually harassed this week, just because, I mean, this week is essentially, I mean, just as we had in our letter, it's making horny college students hornier.
Hughes believes that the fun nature of the week takes away from the educational aspect the week could present.
Although Sex Week is supposed to be educational, we feel that the educational aspect is being lost with the events that they're putting on.
However, Natalie Green, the president of Students for Choice, believes that it is important for students to talk about sex in a positive way.
Misinformation, and so I think that if you can engage students in a sex-positive capacity, that they can be modeling the behavior in their personal lives, and it can just kind of increase from there in their capacity to have good relationships and make educated decisions.
During the controversial week, Students for Choice handed out contraceptives in the form of Valentine's cards or dressed as suckers. This is Lena Palmer reporting for NewsBreak.
And even though Sex Week ended on the 15th of February, we would still love to hear your comments on the event. Go ahead and find us on Facebook and Twitter at NewsBreak University of Utah. And so we're here with Emily B. We're going to have the performance right now, what everyone's been waiting for. And Emily, so I understand you've been around the Salt Lake Valley performing for about 4 years.
Yep.
So how did you kind of get involved in the music scene here?
I was a very big soccer player, and I kind of just mainly did that, but I was also grown up in a very big musical family. So when I was a freshman and sophomore in high school, I tore my ACL twice. So kind of decided that I wanted to go a different route and kind of start pursuing my music, and I've been doing that since. So
that's really cool. That's an awesome story. And so you first released an EP that was called Love Affair, and we have the copy right here. And then in September, you released a full-length album called Bench for Two.
Yeah.
And if people are interested in getting this album, where can they find it?
So they're both available on iTunes, and they're also on Spotify, so if you have Spotify, you can look up there as well. But if they want a physical copy, they can email me at emilybmusic@gmail.com, so if they want one of those.
Awesome. So what will you be singing for us today?
I'll be singing one off of my new album called Mr. Jones.
All right, perfect.
Did you see Mr. Jones as he walked the street tonight? The way he whistles as he walks and the way he talks is a sight. I remember when I met him when we were young and free. Oh, he moved in next door and came over and talked to me and said, tonight is the night I'll fall for you. Oh, as we travel on our way on this journey to the moon. And then we fell deep in love, though we didn't talk too much. We were two shy kids, far too young to know about love. We would walk through the park with nothing to say, until you popped up on my computer screen and said, hey, hey, tonight is the night I'll fall for you. As we travel on our way on this journey to the moon, oh the moon. And then we grew up, we're older now, but we still look back, remember how we met and fell in love, how you said to me, tonight is the night I'll fall for you. As we travel on our way on this journey to the moon, oh the moon, Mr. Jones.
Yeah, so talented.
Thank you.
All right, so everyone remember, you can get Bench for Two and Love Affair at iTunes or Spotify, or email Emily B herself at emilybmusic@gmail.com.
Yep.
All right, thank you, Emily. Great performance. Now, don't forget, visit us on Facebook and Twitter at NewsBreak U of U to see another web-exclusive performance and interview with Emily B, and to stay up to date on news stories being released by all of us here at NewsBreak, University of Utah. I'm Alex Wiles.
And I'm Matt Lindsley. Thanks for watching.